Hey guys, what's up? This is Leo with DualSim.us, and today I have another dual SIM phone unboxing review for you. And this time it is Huawei P8 Lite. So if you don't know Huawei, it's a number 3 or number 4 cell phone manufacturer in the world, and they actually sell their phones under their own brand. I don't think they do contract manufacturing for other companies. Now, the Huawei is actually spelled Huawei, and if you speak Russian or if you know Russian, it can be freely translated from Russian or sounds in Russian as shitty. Now, that's of course just to make some fun of it, but they actually make pretty decent phones, and this phone is not an exception. I actually saw this phone first time in Europe, and that's when it caught my interest. I actually was playing with it in a store and really liked it, but I only had like a couple of minutes with it, so I went ahead and got it. Now you can see the price tag on it is $249, but I bought it from Micro Center and I got them to price match with Amazon for $199. So yeah, Amazon sells this for $199. Officially, Huawei website sells it for $250, as well as brick and mortar stores. Okay, so let's take a look at what's inside the box, and then we'll talk about the phone itself. So here's the box. Here is the phone. So let's quickly talk about the phone. Like I said, it's a dual SIM device. So here's the instructions. There are 2 SIM card slots on the side. I just want to focus the camera on it. That's difficult. But anyway, there's 2 SIM card slots on the side, and you can remove them with a SIM removal tool. There is a power button and a volume rocker. Nothing else on the left side. So micro USB charger port and 3.5mm headphone jack. All right. Now let's look at what's in the box. So first, in this big box, we have a charger. Now this is a pretty slow charger. It's 1 amp. We have a micro USB cable right there. Pretty nice cable, but nothing spectacular. And a SIM removal tool. That's it. So Huawei doesn't go kill themselves as far as including all kinds of nice accessories with the phone. And I am of course comparing this to Blue. I've been reviewing a lot of Blue devices lately, and if you watched my videos, they include all kinds of goodies with the phones, like cases, headphones, their Blue Pure XL. There's actually 2 cases. There is a smart cover case, but there is not much that's included with this phone. So in the second box, it's just instructions and manuals, so nothing crazy. All right, so that's what's included with the phone, and now let's take a look at the phone itself. Like I said, it's not a very thick phone. It's very light, and I think Huawei was going here for this iPhone look and style. So this phone looks like iPhone 4, which for some of you may be like, oh, that's a knockoff. But I actually like this look, and I actually like the look of iPhone 4. I just hate iOS and everything that has to do with it, like iTunes and all that crazy stuff. Alright, so like I said, I already done an initial setup, so we don't waste our time. I've put 2 T-Mobile SIM cards in it. Of course, we're all about dual SIM phones. And I've installed a speed test app, so we can do some testing. Alright, so let's unlock the phone. Now, the launcher on this phone, once again, is iPhone style, so there is no app drawer. All the apps are on your home screens. And even the icons resemble iPhone, which some of you may like, some of you may not like, but If you hate it, you can always install a third-party launcher. I would recommend Google Now launcher. Is just simple and fast, and I really like it. There is no complex stuff about it. If you want more configuration options, you can go for Nova Launcher or Apex or whatever you want. There's a lot of options. So let's do a speed test. Now, like I said, there's 2 SIM cards, both on LTE, and you can actually swap LTE data without changing the SIM cards. You can do it from the settings, but let's run a speed test. Now, I don't expect anything good here because I think the network is overloaded right now. Yeah, if you watch my previous videos, T-Mobile has been adding a lot of new customers without upgrading their network, so those customers tend to overload the network. Okay, so we get 13.5 megabits down, 25 megabits up speed. Nothing spectacular, but nothing bad at all. You can watch HD videos, no problem. Download speed's very good. Now let me quickly go into display settings and change screen off time because it's annoying when it goes off after a few seconds. Brightness sleep, so we'll set it for 10 minutes. Okay. The screen resolution is 720p, but the screen is pretty bright, and I actually put it in the sun and it looks pretty good, so you can easily see what's on the screen in the sun. Now, the phone feels pretty snappy, and if you go into multitasking, it actually shows you how much RAM is available and total RAM, and of course you can kill apps to free up memory. So that didn't do much. All right, the camera. So another important thing for me is the camera, and the rear camera on this phone is 13 megapixels. I'm not sure how well it performs in low light, but in daylight it should be pretty good. So let's take a picture of what's outside and just focus. So if we zoom in, pretty good details. This is not DSLR, but you can see what's going on pretty well. So okay camera. I'm not sure if I can call it great, but it's pretty decent. Now again, as I said, Huawei was going for this iPhone feel and look, so this camera app looks just like iPhone camera. But you have your flash settings here on the side. You have your general camera settings. Now there is HDR, panorama. You can actually add watermark. That's nice. And you can switch into front-facing camera. Hi there. So, all right, we're gonna switch back. All right, camera is pretty decent. Now let's go into settings. I'll show you dual SIM card management, and that's an important thing for us. So you can switch your data right there, default mobile data. You can switch between SIM card 1 and 2 without taking the SIM cards out. That's nice. And you can change the default call and messaging SIM card. You cannot switch them individually, like say make SIM card default for calls and SIM card 2 default for messages, but you can. I think it will ask you. Let's say we call 611. So that's okay. So yeah, you can basically select which SIM card you want to call from. So that's nice. Actually, about this phone, the Android, while it is this iPhone style, I think Huawei did a pretty good job with the software on this phone. Now, I haven't really played that much with the phone, but so far it seems like they've put a lot of time into making this work well. Now, I don't know if there are any bugs, but I know this phone is pretty popular in Europe and in Asia, so if you want to root it and put a custom ROM on it, I am sure there should be root available by now. It's been out for a while, and there should be plenty of custom ROMs, and we can check it. So we can actually type here. So let's search Google. P8 Lite XDA. Okay, so there is a forum for this phone on XDA developers, and that's my go-to source for custom ROMs and all that good stuff. And I think there's plenty you can find. All right, so let's leave that. All right, overall, my impressions of this phone, it's very nice to hold in your hand. It's not a super powerful phone. Let me show you the specs on it. Like I said, it's a octa-core 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon processor. I think it's 615 or 610. 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, and 720p screen. Android version 5.1. Alright, about the storage, guys. So if you use two SIM cards, you cannot use microSD card because the SIM slot number 2 is used for either a nano SIM or a microSD card, so you can't use both. So if you need two SIM cards, you're stuck with 16 gigabytes of onboard storage, and only 10 of that is available. Now, if you don't need a second SIM card, then you can put in microSD. All right, so this was my review of this Huawei, whatever you want to call it, Huawei P8 Lite. I like this phone. I think there are better options as far as phones go, but so Blue just recently announced their Blue Life 1X 2015 edition, and that's a pretty powerful phone. Also octa-core, 16 gigabytes, about the same specs, but that phone is $150, and it has a higher screen resolution, probably a better camera. But if you know Blue, they have issues with their software and software updates. So if you don't like Blue, or if you feel iffy, Huawei is a top tier manufacturer. So yeah, you pay a little bit more for their phones, but there is a support, there are updates, and I feel like this phone is a really good option. It's not very expensive. It's $200 for a unlocked dual SIM LTE phone that is pretty, well built. It's a good price. So you be the judge. If you want to get this phone, I'll leave a link to the Amazon listing in the description below. And please like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel and come back for more. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See ya.